Hello and welcome to Sharon Local History, welcome to Sharon Massachusetts. In this video I would like to introduce you to Eastern Bluebirds, just a little basics, I'm not professional, and I would like to tell you more about efforts of restoring their population, which is led right here in town by Sharon Friends of Conservation. So here in Sharon, we are very fortunate that we have lots of green spaces and we have over 5 locations here in town with the Eastern Bluebirds nest boxes. Here's one example. This is at the Moose Hill Farm. If you go hiking there, you cannot miss them. We ask everybody to avoid touching them, getting close, scaring the birds. Please be careful and respect them or you will get attacked. I'm not joking. The bluebirds monitoring efforts lead to increased population of them. They do need help setting up places to nest because their natural habitat is disappearing, and they also need little help protect from other invasive species. If you would like to become a volunteer, contact Kurt and he will be happy to train you. So no previous knowledge is needed, you will get trained. These are some of the bird nest boxes you can see around the town. So the effort came from the fact that about 50 years ago the population of Eastern Bluebirds declined to about 10%. So here are a few pictures, male and female bluebird. So the male has got more coloring. Eastern bluebird and tree swallow live in the same areas in very similar environment, so people often confuse them also because of the blue coloring. But once you know how Eastern bluebird looks like, you will not confuse them anymore. So here I will throw in some pictures, incredible pictures of bluebirds by Paul Lowenstein, and I will tell you some facts about bluebirds. So Eastern bluebirds are a small member of the thrush family that inhabit fields and clearing throughout Massachusetts. There are 3 species of Eastern bluebirds and they are found only in North America. Eastern bluebirds occur across eastern North America and south as far as Nicaragua. Birds that live further north and in the west of the range tend to lay more eggs than eastern and southern birds. Eastern bluebirds eat mostly insects, wild fruit and berries, and they love mealworms. They are very cute birds. They have incredible blue coloring. Male have more color. They have kind of really cute black dark eyes, and it just makes them adorable. And they are also fun to watch. They are very playful. They are incredible acrobats, so don't be surprised if you are close to their nesting box, and they will sort of fly very close to you. They also love taking bird baths. They are very social birds. They kind of got used to human beings, and they can gather in flocks of 100 or more birds. You will not probably see it around here because we don't have that many. But they can also be very territorial, and they will defend their territory against, especially during the breeding season.
A little ways away, but they're like an open meadow. So as they developments on the farms and less and less meadow space. So this is not good for the bluebirds. So they also had other things happening. You had the DDT being sprayed and just the consequences of civilization. You had cats, had a house for a bluebird, replacing all the dead tree cavities they took over from the woodpeckers and so forth.
So you just listened to Kurt Berman, former president of Friends of Conservation, Sharon Friends of Conservation. I will just summarize what he said. I didn't have good chance to catch the video. So about 100 years ago, due to development and agriculture as well as competition by other birds, the eastern bluebirds started disappearing. So these birds we call cavity nesters because they evolved to nest in natural cavities like old holes from woodpeckers or damaged trees. They do have lots of competition, especially since introduction of European sparrow and tree swallow, who are also cavity nesters. So over the last 100 years, we really saw a decline in the population that was caused by development of houses and agriculture. Many old orchards were destroyed. They offered homes. The old apple trees offered homes for the eastern bluebird. However, they were replaced by dwarf trees that are not as susceptible to rot. The other issue was people used to use wooden fences that made excellent homes for the eastern bluebirds, and the wooden posts were replaced for metal ones, so that eliminated possibilities for eastern bluebirds to nest.
And so forth. And lo and behold, with a lot of programs for education, for that the bluebirds resurgent. They're not at this point endangered in Massachusetts. They're doing pretty well, all in all.
So the good news is that from 1970s, 1980s, many people did realize that the population is declining, and they put lots of effort into bringing them back and increasing their population. They started creating better habitat in form of the nesting boxes and watching over the nests to make sure that there are no uninvited guests. If you see wasps, remove them and run, Kurt said. Or call him up.
We set up the bluebird houses. It's important to monitor these. One is so we know what's going on. The other is if there's some threat, a house may fall over, whatever happens. A lot of things can happen. We want a lot of hazards for the little bluebirds. So that's why we monitor. Ideally, once a week. You can't, well, you could monitor too much if you did it 12 times a day. But, twice a week, that would be good. Okay.
Sharon Friends of Conservation welcomes anyone who wishes to become a monitor. There are currently about 30 or to 40 houses in different locations across Sharon. The monitors check these weekly to report new nests, eggs, nestling, and successful fledging. If you would like to become a monitor, the time that's required is about 1 hour a week from March until the end of July. If you can make it that week, somebody can always fill, and each monitor takes care of about 3 to 6 houses.
There are two fastenings. One is a latch here, just turn it, and there'll be a screw with a square drive. The purpose of the screw is just so somebody doesn't come on and say, oh, I wonder what's in here at a time when, you have all the little ones, just to sort of prevent people from looking around and so forth. But what they need is, they need some insects, they need something, they need reasonable weather. And if it's too warm when they get up, you might think that's nice, but it's not.
So it is important to know the distinction between different nests and different eggs. So monitors should know how eastern bluebirds' nests look like.
Yeah. It's just beautiful thing.
But the bluebird house, bluebird nest doesn't have any feathers.
No, he just gets a pine needle, puts the eggs, and that's it.
So this is a picture of tree swallow and tree swallow nest. As Paul mentioned, they do have feathers. So I'm throwing in a few more tips. If you need more time, please use the play pause button to read those slideshows. Here are pictures and information about the other cavity nesters that are competing with Eastern bluebirds. So you should become familiar with how they look like, how their nests look like, and their eggs. Those are perfect slideshows. Thank you, North American Bluebird Society. You can find more information on their website.
And the pair is maybe about 20 feet apart. Then we'll go ideally 300 feet, but 100 or 200, whatever we can get, and then we'll put another pair. And here again, our hope is that the tree swallow will take one and the bluebird will take the other. So the bluebird has his own little fighter squadron ready to come out and help him. So ideally, it doesn't always work out that way. I'm thinking.
Google form, and the back end of it is a spreadsheet. And so the software that I've written reads the spreadsheet and does all the analysis. And the reason I'm mentioning this is that sometimes if you make an error in putting the data in, we get requests to have direct access to the spreadsheet so you can go edit it manually to fix the problem, which sounds like a great idea. The problem is, and I'm working to make this better over time, but there's still issues. If you make changes to the spreadsheet that aren't exactly the format that the form is writing into the spreadsheet, then the software is going to get confused and it's not going to do the right thing. So I'm trying to fix that over time, but in the meantime, if you make a mistake and it needs to be fixed, you should just send it the update to me or to Kurt.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to just quickly make the change. It's really easy to make the change. I just want to make sure that the data at the end of the year is all good.
So here's incredible timeline of the hatchings of the Eastern Bluebird. I would like to thank North American Bluebird Society. They have incredible resources on their website, and I encourage you to have a look. So it's nabluebirdsociety.org. So if you go to Sharon Friends of Conservation, they have a great file on sightings in Sharon. And here is information of some of the sightings of Eastern bluebirds. I will throw in a few more facts. So bluebirds are actually very adaptable. They do accept humans around them. One fun fact is that they do spot insect on the ground from 60 feet away. Eastern bluebirds often sing using their voice to stay in touch with their flock. They also use vocalization to warn predators to stay away from their nests. Adult bluebirds tend to return to the same breeding territory year after year, which is fantastic for us because they would also use the same nesting boxes over and over. But only a small percentage, about 3 to 5% of young birds return to where they were hatched. Eastern bluebirds love to eat mealworms, suet, sunflower hearts, softened fruit, and cornmeal muffins. The mealworms are the best food for the bluebirds, and they will eat them all year round. They love them. So this is the end of the video. If you would like to learn more about Eastern bluebirds, please go to Sharon Friends of Conservation website. Another great resource is Cialis. It's full of information about the bluebirds, tons of resources, and there is also North American Bluebird Society, which is incredible resource, and they have a bunch of very cool documents that you can download and use. They do encourage people to become monitors. Last but not least, this app called Merlin is great for identification of different sounds. So we would like to thank everybody who is helping monitoring and bringing up the population of the Eastern Bluebirds. And I would like to thank all the property owners that allow us to have the bird boxes. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for watching Sharon Local History.